Alright, I'm just gonna cut to the chase here. We're talking about Aqua. Alright, so I said I wasn't gonna make this video unless he escalated it even further than he already did. Guess what he did? Okay, so now one thing I want to point out here is okay, so before we get into the rest of this, I want to point out a few things. One, he recorded our call without consent. Right? Which, by the way, we never agreed to being recorded. So, there's that. And also, one thing I want to point out, Aqua, you claim to be a therapist, yet you laughed when we had our fucking mental breakdowns there, right? Like, we had a fucking complete mental meltdown, and you laughed at it. You're not a fucking therapist. You're a fucking sociopathic psychopath. Yeah, you're both those things. So, anyways, I just had to get that out the way. God, it's so cold in my area right now. It just snowed yesterday, by the way. Anyways, so yeah, I think it's time that I respond. I'm going to respond to all of this. Now, what's going to happen in this video? I'll tell you right now. What's happening in this video is I'm going to explain a few situations, right? And then I'm going to have a few victims speak up, right? I'm trying to get in contact with some of the people he's quote-unquote exposed and all that shit, right? And, yeah. That's pretty much about all of it. Alright, so, without further ado, let's get into it. But before we do, make sure to not harass anyone mentioned in this video, no matter how much they fucking deserve it. Because believe me, I know there are people that do deserve it, but just don't. Anyways. Right? Because that's just stupid. It's retarded. Just so you know. Alright? Because, you know, while yes, Aqua is a shitty person, doesn't mean you need to go out of your way and harass him. Alright. Now, for real this time, let's begin.
What a nice tree. I love trees.
Alright, so this first side of drama begins with a user known as Galactic Console. When Galactic Console told Aqua to tell Ray to stop being an absolute dick rider. Now, I'm going to point out there are different ways for the term dick rider to be used. Alright? So, yeah, and I'm pretty sure you already know. So, yeah. And he wasn't using dick rider as a homophobic term, right? Because at that time, right, Ray was literally constantly dick riding. So, yeah, there's that, by the way. And Aqua, being Aqua, got extremely offended over it, right? And yeah, it's basically just why, right? And and at the time, right, Aqua and us, we were still friends and shit, right? So pretty much what Aqua did, right, is he told us he's gonna make a video on Galactic Console. Now we ask why, and then he sends a screenshot. I'm like, and then we realize that this is so fucking retarded. So we're like, how about you keep this fucking private? Now, one thing I want to point out is that it is really hard for Aqua to keep anything fucking private if it comes to a situation between him and someone else. Like, you accidentally bump into this guy, he's totally going to make a video on you. Like, I'm not even joking when I say this, by the way. Anyways. So, then there is, oh yeah, then, right, after us fucking yelling at him and shit, right, and all that fun stuff, then it's like, after that, fucking, the drama turned into a drama that was originally between, Galactic Console and Aqua and Ray turned in, like, I feel like that probably ended so Aqua could just go after us instead. Right? Just because we fucking yelled at him and shit. Now, what did you go after us for? Oh, I don't know. Our sense of humor. Right? So, yeah, I'll discuss that in this next segment.
Hey, you want beer?
Hey! Thanks, man!
Cyclops.
Alright, so. Wait. Oh, yeah, right. So, pretty much, Aqua goes after us for our sense of humor at this point, right? He calls us racists, terrorists, right? All because of our sense of humor. And, yeah, until, like this lasted for, like, I think a few weeks, maybe, I don't know. Lasted for quite a bit, by the way, so, yeah. And, oh, God. Anyways, so, as this whole thing was happening, right, it's like, putting more anxiety on Ben, putting anxiety on Noah. Me personally, I was fucking fuming, right? So, then after a little bit, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna, because, like, Pin was being a huge fucking crash out at the time still, right? So I'm like, so I talked to Aqua one-on-one, right? And we get that whole situation resolved, so there's that, right? So, now then, you might be wondering, why? Why am I bringing up past drama? Because it gives context as to why we are, why, like, it gives a lot of context to this new drama that we're currently going through that's escalated to a point of this. Fucking this, by the way. So, yeah, let's move on to the next segment.
Bring her.
Okay, so, how did the current situation start? Well, I'll tell you right now. We were all being immature as per usual, and, Aqua got offended over it, right? So, yeah, it's like, yeah, he got offended over it and shit, right? He's like, you stop making fun of autism, buddy. We are autistic too. We are pretty much making fun of ourselves too at that point, right? So we're continuing being this, just being retarded and shit, right? And then we thought it would be a good idea to, rage bait Aqua after he left the call, right? Now, at the time, right, it wasn't a good idea, right? But at the time, we thought it was a good idea, even though it was a shitty one, right? So, here I am, taking accountability, something that Aqua would obviously never do, right? Aqua here is in the wrong as well. Now, there's so much other things I'm going to talk about when it comes to this guy later on. Do not worry. But, like, I'm not even joking when I say this. There is a lot more going on with this guy than you think. It's more than this fucking... I'm going to point that out right now. Anyways, as I was saying, right? Fucking, what's it called? Oh, yeah. So, pretty much, right? We were rage baiting him, and then he posts that image, right? He posts that screenshot he took of a previous drama. And, here's the screenshot I'm talking about, by the way. Anyways. So, yeah, this is the screenshot. Now, I'm gonna point out here that he provided little to no context on, zero context onto why he posted that. Right? Then, bit later, right, he joins the call and doesn't explain it. Like, he said he was explaining it, but we couldn't hear him. Which really makes you think, right? Because the entire, he's saying that that's evidence of us being immature and shit, right? So in that call he recorded, he takes accountability for that. I'm going to point this out real quick. But still, you know, it's only until we fucking pressured him into the point where he would take accountability. Because he's just that type of person where you have to pressure him in order to fucking take accountability. Like that first drama, right? That I talked about with the whole Matt thing, right? We had to pressure him into canceling the fucking video. Literally, we had to pressure him into canceling that. It just... Like, if that doesn't say anything about this guy already, then I don't know what the fuck does. Right? Because if you have to pressure someone into not doing something, right? Like, if you have to yell at them, fucking do all this type of shit, then that just goes to show everything about them at that point. So, yeah. Anyways, so, where else do we go from here? Yes. Now, okay, so aside from that, right? So, he posted that screenshot, right? We interpreted it as, you know, a fucking... that shit being used as a weapon, right? He's weaponized. It looked like he was weaponizing it, using it as blackmail, whatever. So, yeah. There's that, I guess you could say, right? Because it's incredibly stupid what Aqua's doing right now, right? So anyways, alright, yeah, sorry for the awkward, like, cutoff thing, right? So, because, like, this is future me here, like, this is, like, me post, like, not me post edit, like, I'm currently still editing and shit. Anyways, so, pretty much what happens, I remember that this was, like, the original version, not the original, but, like, I was already making a second one, and this is what popped up, so, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna be seeing a lot of that, aren't I? Fuck. Anyways, as I was saying before, right? We thought he was weaponizing it, all that, right? So then it stopped being rage baiting. Stopped rage baiting him. We stopped rage baiting him, and as he pretty much probably wanted, but turned into something a lot uglier, right? We fucking started fucking getting all pissy with him because he was using past drama against us, right? He's like, the past is not this past or whatever, something like that, right? So, with that in mind, just keep that in the back. Just keep that in your head. Like, Aqua's mindset. Keep that in the back of your mind. It's useful later. Trust me on this. Okay, so yeah, but that pretty much explains that part, right? So, what else is there to say here? Okay, so we confront him, we tell him that this should be remained private, blah, blah, blah. He's like, and then, you know what he does? Here, have a screenshot of what the fuck he's done, by the way. It says here, everyone, okay, this person pinned is blaming me for his mental health issues for no reason. I called him out for being immature as fuck, which he is, and I have proof of it. And at the time, I was dealing with something that was not in the best headspace at the time. I kept my composure. All I said was I didn't want to join a call because they are allowed, and at the time when I couldn't deal with them being immature. Now they're threatening to release this to the public as a twisted narrative. Twisted narrative. Unlucky for them, I'm making the first move right here. Pin cannot be blaming me for his mental health when I've literally done therapy with him before. All I said was that they are very immature, which they very much are. Right, so that pretty much explains it, right? So, pretty much, this is Aqua admitting to making the first move. Right? And plus, we never really planned to make it public until now. I want to point this out, by the way. We never planned to, we didn't want to. But guess fucking what? Here we are. So, yeah, and also, one thing I'd like to point out real quick, though. Like, I think I've already said this in the beginning, but if I haven't, here we are. Alright, here I go. So, and I know I've said this in the community post, right? That I would be working on a video on this, right? And, yeah. I was actually making a video on it until I saw the ending of that one video that he made on us. So, it's like, okay, yeah, you won't escalate if we don't escalate it further, right? He escalates it further on his own, by the way. Yeah. You're saying that you won't escalate it unless we escalate it. So you're the one here who's escalating it. You just lied to your entire fucking audience, by the way. Isn't that one funny, right? And then my community post, I edited it to say that I won't really be much involved, right? Here we are. I'm getting involved in it more. Because he decided to make all of this public. Even more public than it already was, right? Well, it was already at the point of no return, so... yeah, there's that. And also, can I point out, I know I've said this already, but he posted a call that we never consented to being recorded. That was supposed to be us trying to resolve it, and, yeah. Yeah, so anyways, so, yeah. I released the very first video I've ever made on Aqua. It was bad. It was very much rushed. Very much rushed, right? And, I might unprivate that, maybe. Nah, I won't. I'm gonna keep that one private. It's bad. But you can find it on Aqua's channel! Because guess what? You could always find videos like that there. Okay, so, yeah, pretty much, at the time it was extremely rushed. It's not as professional as this one is, right? So, pretty much it was just a rant. At that point, it's just a rant. Well, Aqua can cause it slander. Now, Aqua, right? I know you're watching this. You obviously are. This is not harassment. This is not slander. This is me calling you out on everything you've done. And I'd rather start here with us, right? To explain why we are making this video. Okay, anyways. So, yeah, now some... Okay, so I just remembered some trivial stuff, right? Like him calling us acquaintances and shit, you know, regarding us more like that. After everything we've done for him and shit, blah, blah, blah. Anyways. So, yeah. But that's trivial, honestly. Like, you know, proves that he's a fucking piece of shit, but still. Anyways, so, let's see here. Right, where were we? Here we go. So, pretty much, right, after all that, like, I make my first video, blah, 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 slop. Anyways, then he's like, I'm gonna, you know, make a video about this as well, which, as to be expected, but I thought, you know what? This is getting stupid. Real fucking fast, right? So, here comes the part where he recorded the call without our consent. Right? He lets us know about it, I think, if I remember correctly, right? But we never really wanted that. But knowing him, he wouldn't back down from it anyway. So, there was no point arguing with this piece of shit! There was no point arguing about it, because... holy fuck! Like, I didn't want the call to be recorded at all. I want you to point that out. So, yeah. Anyways, during that entire call, right, it was just basically us, like, yes, we admitted that some things that we did was wrong, right, throughout this entire situation, but he only admits that one thing that he did wrong. Now... here's where I'm gonna point something out here. He called him making this thing public, not public. He shared it with his community. Now, answer me this. If you were, like, let's just say you and your friend got into into a heated situation, right? And and then it's like, you know, you both fucking go in there and fucking be like, hey. And he's like, you know what? Let's keep it between us, right? And then he goes on, right? He or she, right? She goes on to tell other people about it, right? That weren't even involved, that didn't even know. That's making it public. Literally. That's him making it public. No fucking joke, that is literally him making it public. And, you cannot be saying that I didn't make it public first, you did, when you actually fucking made it public first. You literally admitted in that fucking announcement that you just made the first move. You made the first fucking move. Yeah. You made the first move. So, yeah, there's that. You made the first fucking move. That's one thing I'm going to point out real quick here, right? So, yeah, that whole entire recorded call thing, right? Yeah, he claims that he didn't make it public throughout that entire call, right? So, yeah. Anyways, also, let's see here. Yes, throughout that call too, right? The stress and pressure was immensely, and the anxiety was immensely building on all of us. But Aqua, he is having the time of his fucking life recording it. I bet you he loves rewatching the part where we crashed out because of the pressure and shit. Literally. Like, literally crashed the fuck out. We crashed out there, right? And, you know, it's like, we just couldn't handle the stress and pressure anymore, right? And well, I guess I was mainly the one yelling because, like, I was fucking overwhelmed. Guess what he did? That probably wasn't included in that fucking video, probably because he probably muted his own microphone on OBS or whatever, right? Guess what he fucking did? He laughed. He laughed. He claims to be a fucking therapist. Then he laughs at people having meltdowns. Mental ones, by the way. He laughs about it. What does that say? He says he's a 3-year-long therapist. He was a therapist for 3 years. No, you're fucking not. There's a difference between an actual therapist and just someone who's there for their friends. You're not a fucking therapist. You're just someone who is there for their friends. Huge fucking difference, by the way. I want to put that out. I'm not saying that you didn't do a good job saving lives here, but you're just saying. But though, now I'm starting to question: did you actually save lives, or are you just saying that to make your reputation better with other people? Sure, you may have helped Pin, but that's just a decent thing to do, you know? And it's like, yeah, like, I even talked about some sensitive moments, right? As well, like, me losing a friend to suicide on that call. He recorded that, by the way. Just remember, he was recording the call. So, yeah. Like, if this doesn't show he's a fucked up person, I don't know what is. Right? So, yeah, and then he's like, I'm always in the right. I'm always in the right, right? He says, yeah, he's, according to Aqua, he's always in the right. According to himself. If that doesn't scream narcissist, then holy fuck, right? And also, you expose people for being manipulative liars, yet you are one yourself. You literally are. You're a fucking horrible person, too. And, also, there was a third call, by the way. Yes, a third one. Well, not like that, I don't think it was recorded at all, but if it was, then it was clear without our consent. Right? So, pretty much this was the billionth time we fucking tried settling this. Last time, too. I'm done trying to settle this. I'm done. I'm done with this shit. I'm fucking done, right? So, this next call, right? It's like, he also does the same thing. He's like, well, I'm clearly always the one right? So it's like, no, you fucking aren't. You are never in the fucking right. Right? And then he says, we don't deserve our platforms. Well, Aqua, here's what I have to say to you. You don't deserve one either. legitimately, you don't deserve one either. So, yeah. Like, you do not deserve a platform either. All your subscribers, you don't deserve those. You don't deserve any of that. You don't deserve to be online either. So you want to tell us that? We'll tell you the same fucking thing, by the way. So, that takes care of that. Now, here's another thing I want to point out. He says that, in that second call as well, right? He says that I'm guilty by association with Pinned and Noah. I'm guilty by association with them. Yep. Guilty as charged here. I'm guilty of being their best fucking friend. I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of actually being there for them as well. I'm guilty of fucking, helping them out with their stuff. I'm guilty of fucking everything I do with them to help them and, whatever, right? I'm guilty of checking up on them. I'm guilty of all that shit. I'm guilty of being their friend. There. That what you wanted to hear? That's what I'm guilty of. That's what you said I'm guilty for. So, if you want to find out my guilt by association, I'll tell you why I'm associated. Because I'm their best friend. And, yeah. If you're gonna really go after me like that, then I'm gonna say that, right? So, yeah. Anyways. So, let's see here. What else? I know exactly what else. So, after that third call, we're finally fucking done with him. Alright, so now we're moving on to the fact that he posted that call, right? That he recorded without our consent. The second call we never had consent for when it comes to recording, right? So, yeah. There's that. Holy fuck, I just realized I need to record more gameplay footage as I'm recording this. So, yeah. Anyways, now we're going to move on to the next segment here, right? Now, yeah, let's move on to the next segment. Alright, so before we move on to anything else, I want to talk about someone known as Circle Dude. If you don't know who Circle Dude is, he is a animator. He does object stuff, right? Like, he was infamous for his Object Cosmos, which, I watched a bit of it. It's unhinged. I'll tell you that much. Not even a voiceover would save this thing. Holy fuck. Anyways, but as I was saying, right? Basically, a user known as Mr. Commentary Guy, or Subwatcher at the time as well, would impersonate Circle Dude and make false allegations against Circle Dude underneath that account by saying some really unhinged thing, like some really inappropriate things and all that, right? So keep this in mind, right? And guess who got involved in this situation? Aqua. Yeah. And even though those allegations were proven to be false, he still keeps those videos up. So, what does this mean? And here's another thing, too. He promotes it, right? Meaning that these allegations could still be going around to this day. And Aqua says some shit along the lines of, can't I just be proud of my work? You can be proud of your work all you want. But right now, those videos are probably still ruining Circle Dude's life here, right? So, there's that as well, right? Like, people look at this and be like, oh damn, Circle Dude's really a shitty person, right? So, it's like, if you're gonna keep, like, why you're, like, I don't see why he's keeping false allegations up, right? So this just proves how much of a shitty person he also is, right? The whole, I'm gonna keep my Circle Dude videos up. There's 3 of them, by the way. Like, everyone else took their Circle Dude videos down, right? Yeah, that explains. Everyone else did, but not Aqua. Never Aqua. So, yeah. Let's just get on to the next segment, I suppose.
Teddy is wish-making fairy.
Alright, so... how do I put it? Alright, so a quick heads up before I keep diving into this. None of this is 100... Not a lot of these things that are 100% true unless I've got, factual evidence of it. Some of these are just me connecting dots, right? And putting pieces together, right? Like things and stuff I've noticed in his behavior, right? So, without further ado, you've been warned. Aqua can't call me fucking slandering for this one either, because, like I said, these are all theories and facts and proving out he's a degenerate at some point. Okay? Okay. So, the first thing I want to go over is my theories. Please remember, I'm going to say this over 1 billion times. These are theories. These aren't 100% true. But, at the same time, they could be at the same time. But I don't have any confirmation of it. But I've been seeing a pattern lately, though. So, let's talk about how he gets people to how he gets to the point of making exposed videos. So, pretty much, what I believe is happening is that he harasses people until they finally retaliate, right? And then that's when he makes a video, because they retaliated against him. He probably couldn't handle the fact that, he's being retaliated against and shit, so, yeah, there's that. Like, that's a theory, by the way. Like, for example, he keeps, and, for example, I'm gonna take, for example, here, fucking Galactic Console, right? He's been threatening, he's been harassing him. He might have not been harassing him directly in his comment sections, but at the time, Ray and Aqua were close. So he probably told Ray to go harass Galactic Console and shit. So, yeah, like, I cannot confirm it or deny that this is true or not. Just remember that. I know I sound like a broken record here, but though it's just so Aqua can be like, oh, it's a theory. Because, I hate to break to you, he has, like, barely a working brain cell. Anyways, so, yeah, there's that. The other thing I have here is that, another theory I have is, the fact that, now here's a fact. He wants things to be public all the fucking time. My case in point being this screenshot right here. Now, I'm going to point out a few key things here. One, this was never supposed to be on the internet, first of all, right? Like, I'm pretty sure this is like a real life situation or whatever that Aqua decided to bring on over to the internet from what I'm seeing in this comment. Right? From what I see, it looks like, this shouldn't have been put onto the internet. Now, this is a very clear sign that Aqua likes making every little drama public. Fucking stubs his toe, he'll most likely be like, this wall hurt me. I'll explain why. I'm sorry, I didn't sound dead enough inside. Hold on. This wall hurt me. Let me explain why. Yeah, there we go. That was perfect. That was perfection right there. So, yeah, aside from, all jokes aside though, seriously though, he literally doesn't know how to make shit private. Like, there's like a lot of situations here that could have been private. Like, the first time I mentioned the drama between me, Ben, Noah, and Aqua, right? the first time like I mentioned that was like the most recent one that we're going through right now. You know, it's like Aqua just refused to keep it private, right? And one thing I wanted to point out here as well, as a fact, is Aqua doesn't know what the fuck privacy is. He's sitting here recording our calls without consent, and I want to point another thing out here. In a video that I have since copyright striked because he stole my fucking content. I want to see him try to get out of this one, honestly. I saw the live stream, by the way. Funniest shit ever. Anyways, as I was saying, like, I looked deeper into the video, aside from the whole part that was just my entire fucking video, right? Which I have put back up for obvious reasons. Anyways, as I was saying, in the rest of that video, at the 26-minute mark, right, that Aviation UK, right, pointed out that I was right about the whole online dating thing. I recognized that phrase. I'm like, hold up. He recorded that call. He recorded that entire call. Where, you know, where we crashed out and shit, throughout the entire thing. Almost, right? Almost throughout the entire thing. Because we were pissed at him for obvious fucking reasons, right? Because he was, like I said, at the time, we were interpreting him as weaponizing past drama, right? And then it's like, I fucking have enough, and I point out the fact that, you know, he online dates. Online dating is a huge risk. I'm going to point this out because behind the scenes, that person could be cheating on you. Aqua goes into online dating knowing this, but then acts all heartbroken when it happens to him anyways. Like, I'm sorry, what? Anyways, and then that's when I realized he never told us he was recording. He never said anything about it. And, yeah. That's such an asshole thing to do, first of all. And plus, it's an invasion of privacy. And also the fact that he's uploading this online. That is so fucked up on many fucking levels, right? Like, if I were to be recorded in a call, at least I would... If I were to record a call, which I obviously can't because my device doesn't allow for it, unless I'm on a PC. Anyways, so as I was saying before, if I were to record a call, I would obviously ask if it's fine for me to record, right? And, yeah, that's common decency to ask if you can record the call, right? Especially if it's like stuff like this. So, yeah. It's like, that's pretty much an invasion of fucking privacy, is what I'm saying here. Aqua will invade your fucking privacy. He will post any sensitive moment you have online. Like, any sensitive moment you have, right? Online. He'll post it online. And he'll be like, you're a horrible person for this, right? Because, you know, he has nothing better to do. He loves drama content. He loves it so much. Right? Oh, yeah. I mean, I think it's obvious what the type of content he makes, but still. Right? So, yeah. Now, here's another thing I know for a fact. He stole my content. I mentioned this earlier. He stole my content. Now, now, one more thing I want to point out, though, right, is that he claims to not have escalated anything, right? But here's the funny truth. He escalated when he made that second video on his second channel. Not only stealing my content, but also sharing calls that we never consented to, or in a call like, well, we consented to being in call, but we never consented to it being recorded. Right? You know what I mean. And then he posts those calls that we never consented to having recorded, right, onto the internet. And, like, what the actual fuck were you thinking when it's like, I will not escalate this any further, right? And now he's just claiming that he never escalated it. Here's the truth. He did. He had a second video on his channel which stole my content, which, hold on, I think I have a screenshot right here of that same very video that was struck. As you can see, he took all 15, 16 minutes of my video and uploaded it to his second channel, thinking that I wouldn't notice. I noticed, and I sent him a copyright strike for it. Yeah. So, this just points out how shitty that is, right? Yeah, shitty fucking move, by the way, Aqua. Very, very good move on your behalf. Good job, you stole content. Now, here's another thing. He claims that it's evidence. That entire video I made, like, you added nothing to that video. Except for the end of it, where then you segue into the calls that we never consented to having recorded, right? So, yeah. And that first call, by the way, that he shows was one that we never knew was recorded until now. So, there's that. So, yes, Aqua, you escalated first. I wasn't even planning to make this video, by the way. But he escalated. So, you have zero rights to be like, they escalated it further when you escalated it first. You kept escalating it. So, not only was that now, here's another thing I want to point out. That copyright strike I've put there not only gave us back a bit of privacy, right? Because we never consented to those calls being recorded, right? And, yeah. Like, first of all, we never consented, like I said, we never consented to those calls being recorded, so that one's a given. And, you know, it also means that he's more than willing to steal a fucking video, by the way. That means he is starting to lose his originality here, I believe, right? I believe he's starting to lose originality here, folks. I mean, honestly, his videos feel the fucking same to watch, honestly, because he's just like, hey guys, it's me, Aqua. Today, I'm gonna be exposing this person known as Indo Gaming. He sent me a copyright strike, well, because I totally didn't steal his content. Yeah, that was a perfect fucking one-on-one impression of Aqua, by the way. He just sounds so fucking lifeless, so every video he makes just sounds the fucking same. Fucking hell, even, like, I've seen commentary YouTubers with more life in their voices than this guy. Like, he has that monotone, boring voice that puts you to fucking sleep. So, yeah, there's that, right? So, yeah, like, anyways, other than that, obviously, let's move on to the degeneracy part. Right now, I've been looking through his videos, right? So, I've been looking through his videos, and the first one, there's a claim that he had sex in Roblox. Sex in Roblox! So, what does this mean? It means he most likely plays fucking condo games. I can't be for sure, because I don't really care about his Roblox account, not gonna lie. Right? I don't give a fuck about his Roblox account, so whatever. So I can't really say for sure if he plays condo games, But if he does, then that just proves that he's one of the people that he likes to expose. Like, oh yeah, I hate people who, like, you know, do this type of shit on Roblox and shit, right? And then he turns around and does it. So the fact that is that he had sex on Roblox allegedly. Allegedly, by the way. So honestly, that looks like pure fucking degeneracy to me. So yeah. Anyways, aside from that, now that one thing I want to point out there is like the only thing of degeneracy I can find. Correct, right? So it's like, yeah. Anyways, another thing I would like to point out here, right? Oh, hold on, wait a minute. I almost forgot to put a screenshot of the claim here. So here's that screenshot of the claim, by the way. So yeah, like I said, here's the degeneracy here claim there. So yeah, like I said, he allegedly had sex in Roblox. I'm trying to get it confirmed or denied. So yeah, but no, I'm not gonna ask Aqua himself because not only do I have this piece of shit blocked, but I also just don't really want to talk to him ever again. So even if he comes back pleading on his hands and knees, begging like, please, right? I'm still gonna be like, no, fuck you, right? So anyways, jokes aside there, right? I'm asking the person who made that claim if it's true or not. Why? Because Aqua's not really a reliable source in my opinion. He just does a lot of fucking bullshit. Like he's been doing, claiming that he never escalated when he did. Like, dude, you expect me to believe that video you fucking made, by the way, showcasing our calls and shit, like, wasn't escalating, right? And yeah, that explains it all pretty much, right? So yes, Aqua, you escalated first, and right now we are working on our responses. So the more videos you make, the more shit we get to respond to, and the more we get to see what kind of shit you're gonna throw at us. So yeah, and that pretty much shows us that. Okay, so now the other one I want to point out is that, you know, he doesn't care about talking more about it, right? Here's the screenshot of this, by the way. Now, look at that. He's like, I'm not gonna bother with this at the moment. Can you let me enjoy my holiday? A moment of silence real quick. Just so for the fallen brain cells that have occurred lately. Alright, moment of silence over. So, yeah, that proves that he just doesn't really care much. He just likes putting out the content and calling it a day. So, yeah, like, that has got to be the worst response you could ever fucking make in a situation like that, where it's like, this person knows this person in real life, right? And then, you know, like, knows this person in real life and all that, so, yeah. It's like, like, I don't know how to describe this, okay? Like, I'm trying to figure out every term, every way I can describe it, but I just can't. It's just that bad, honestly. Like, honestly, if someone was to point out that, like, you said it about the wrong person, right? Because he's in the comment, the guy originally said she was in tears, not he. And Aqua just doesn't care. Holy fuck. That's insane. So, yeah. There's that. So, what's another thing we probably discussed here? That we haven't discussed yet. That's about all I can think of right now, right? So, I'll probably I'll probably make these like separate fucking parts when it comes to this type of shit, right? Because at that point it's like, you know, part 1 of my theories, part 2 of my theories, because as I continue making this video, I'm gonna come up with more theories about the guy, and then we can see if they're confirmed or not. It's already a fact that he doesn't okay, so let's give a quick overview of this part of the theories, right? So, let's go over a quick overview of this segment, right? Because I talked about a lot in this segment. So, first is first, right? The theories. It's not confirmed if he harasses people until they, you know, finally fucking, you know, retaliate. And it's also not confirmed that he sends other people to go harass people until they retaliate. It is confirmed, though, that he, you know, did steal my content, that he did record calls without permission or consent or without us knowing. It is confirmed that, you know, what else was confirmed real quick? Let me remember. All right. He hates it when things are private. That's also what's confirmed. Another thing that has been confirmed, right, is that he just doesn't care, right, about whatever. He just doesn't care, right? And now, things that are unconfirmed real quick. The things that weren't, another thing that wasn't confirmed was the whole fucking, let me think. What wasn't? Oh yeah, the whole fucking having sex in Roblox. That was not confirmed yet, nor was it denied. Right now, it's alleged, and if it is true, then holy fuck, Aqua, just fucking leave the internet at this point, dude. You're fucking cooked. You're fucking cooked at this point. Just leave the internet. And yeah, that's pretty much what has been confirmed and unconfirmed at the same time, right? Like, we don't have any confirmation on some things because, like, some of them are theories and some of them are allegations and some of them are things that I found out myself and put the pieces together. So, voila! Now then, on to the next segment.
Yeah, what is it?
We're breaking up. I found a real woman.
Wait, what?
Alright, if you haven't noticed by the length of this video, I don't want this video to be super long. So, yeah, because that takes up like a lot of space, by the way. But anyways, yeah, the next part will include more of my theories and any updates to the situation, right? Along with victim statements. Now, you might be wondering, but then why not do it in this video? Because, firstly, I want to get this out there, right? And, yeah. That's kind of about it. Not entirely about it, but you know what I mean. Like, it's genuine. Like, after this, I'm going to take a bit of a break, I think. Actually, no. I'm going to work on that second part. Yeah, I'm working on that second part, and then I'm going to publish that, and then we're going to see what happens from there, right? So please remember, don't harass anyone mentioned in the video, no matter how much they fucking deserve it. No matter how much you want to rally up on hate on someone, don't. That's stupid and it's dumb. Especially for an exposed slop YouTuber known as Aqua, who allegedly sends people to harass people for him. Right? So, yeah. And, hopefully, right? Things don't blow out of proportion any more than they do. So, yeah. Now, Aqua made a community post, right? And I want to quickly debunk some stuff put into it, right? So, yeah. Let's get into this, and then we'll end off the video. It says here, okay, my hand is being forced here. My videos are being falsely striked. Wrong. and take it down. My friends are being manipulated into betraying me, including people like Delta, Aviation UK, etc. These 3 people, Indo, Pinned, and Noah, are contacting several of my friends, lying to them with a false narrative to get them to betray me. I warned in my last video towards the end that I would make a second video. Stuff as escalated, whether behind the scenes or publicly. I'm working on a second video officially, and even planning to take this to legal action if things do get out of hand. I'm being forced here, and I know damn well that what they will say I'm milking this milking this drama, even though I clearly stated in the video that they did watch that I would if things escalate. Now, let's point something out here. Aqua, your second channel is literal living proof of the whole thing that you escalated it first. Yes, you escalated it first. Now, we did not give a flying fuck about the first video you made on us. But on your second channel, where you put in calls that, first of all, we never consented to you recording them. We never wanted you to record them, yet you recorded them either way. So, what does this say about you? It says you're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar, and you're trying to manipulate your audience into thinking that you're the good guy. You're not the good guy. Literally. This whole thing could have been avoided if you just admitted that you were also in the fucking wrong in this situation, too. We wouldn't have escalated it further. But anyways, another thing, right, is that the people that you claim have betrayed you, you actually betrayed them. Delta Flowey, or DBL, however the fuck you say his name, right? We're going to call him Delta Flowey. I watched your live stream and saw you going after him in DMs live in front of everybody. I saw you going after him live. So, with that being said, it's funny to me how you think that people are betraying you when you're actually actively betraying them. And should I also point out the fact that some of the people that we're talking to are people that, how do I put it? All right. They're also victims of your shit, right? Like, I'm going to go over that in a different video, right? Because, I'm recording, a billion things of fucking gameplay because of limited time, of course. But anyways, aside from that, I want to also point out here that your video was not falsely striked. It was not, right? The video was striked because you took my content and tried to make it your own. You took my content, tried to make it your own on your second channel. You think I wouldn't notice that? You think I wouldn't notice that, along with the fact that you recorded calls without our consent, without us giving you the okay to? You think that any of that is something that I wouldn't notice? I've noticed it, Aqua. So, yeah, personally, if you really want to go down this type of road, let's go down it. This is going to be interesting, I guess. Can't wait to see where this goes, right? Because, you're the one here who's fucking up a lot, right? You're the one here who's doing all this shit, and, yes, I am interviewing these people to see their experiences with you, and, yeah. And so, yeah, it's like, you can't be talking about false copyright strikes when you literally stole my video, right? And you can't even be thinking about saying that people betrayed you when you're actively betraying them in front of your entire audience, in front of people who are watching the stream. You're going after Delta Flowey. You're going after Delta Flowey on stream, right? You're going after him on stream. It's sickening to me seeing that, someone that you considered your friend is being betrayed live on stream. Like, holy fuck. Like, you said some harmful shit that would go to his name. Just like you're saying harmful shit that would go to our names. And here's this funny thing, too. Here's something coincidental. We were all your friends. Well, actually, no. We weren't No. To us, you were a friend. To you, we were just acquaintances. Even though we prayed that you'd be safe during the whole bombing thing. And I helped you with a situation that involved someone that I know in real life, right? I helped you with that, didn't I? I fucking got this fucker into deep fucking trouble, by the way. So you cannot be fucking talking about us being the bad guys if you're over here fucking being the bad guy too. So at this point, it's just alleged bad guy versus actual bad guy. We are the alleged bad guys here, and you're the real one because you're doing this fucking shit. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know. And until then, guys, peace.